For the most part, cars are built with the express purpose of transporting people from point A to point B, but Rolls-Royce's latest coach-built masterpiece, Boattail, shuns that paradigm altogether. It is a hand-built Rolls-Royce in the truest sense of the word, explained a spokesperson for Rolls-Royce during the invite-only event that High Snowbody attended, wherein the British automaker debuted Boattail in all its glory. You can build 100-meter super yachts quicker than this car, which is entirely fabricated by hand. To start, it's important to define what coach-built actually means. In the late 19th century, when only the wealthy could afford automobiles, car companies would only build chassis and coach builders would then craft each car's bespoke body. Rolls-Royce was one of the last companies to cease the practice, holding out until the Second World War before transitioning to unibody production, the process of fusing the chassis and body. Even as it began to focus on production models, Rolls continued to produce coach-built cars in extremely limited numbers for deep-pocketed patrons. And in 2018, Rolls-Royce kicked off a fully customizable coach-build program with the jewel-box-like Sweptail. The one-off motor car represented a renaissance of sorts for Rolls-Royce, every detail tailor-made to meet exacting specifications. In a luxury car space, where even off-the-rack models can run into the hundreds of thousands, it leaves a lot up to the imagination what it costs to drive home in your own coach-built Rolls. The brand won't confirm the final price. This brings us to the 19-foot-long Boattail, an inordinately opulent automobile made for a trio of clients who collectively contacted Rolls. It took 4 years for the first Boattail to be produced, though Rolls-Royce estimates that this car alone demanded the cumulative equivalent of 20 years in man-hours comprised of 1,813 exclusive new parts. Stylistically, Boattail merges classic 30s-era Rolls design with elements of the J-Class yachts favored by its 3 clients. Note that each of the to-be 3 Boattails is similar in concept, but all will be personalized and the however long it takes production process promises further distinction. All Rolls-Royces are defined by materiality and process, and like all else with Boattail, the British manufacturer takes even those lofty tenets a step further. For instance, craftspeople used their gloved fingers to soften the automobile's still wet paint, each stuff specially made for these cars and imbued with subtle crystal flakes for a glistening veneer. Hand-hammered to form, Boattail is shaped by a single piece of metal interrupted only by the doors. Despite the demanding detail that informed the fabrication, Boattail's resulting silhouette is a lesson in conscious reduction, mathematically equating continuous lines and scale for perfect presence. Meanwhile, the transforming rear deck is what gives Boattail its name. A button press shifts its synchronized butterfly panels 15 degrees skyward, revealing a temperature-controlled hosting suite accompanied by a polished and color-matched champagne refrigerator, engraved silver cutlery fabricated by Paris crease tuff, and, as a cheeky wink to Rolls' tradition of door-stowed umbrellas, a purpose-built parasol in anticipation of pleasant weather to come. Cocktail tables are also tucked inside, accompanied by Rolls-designed, promemoria-crafted interlocking stools cut from the technical fiber of Boattail's exterior and lined with leather identical to the interior. Speaking of interiors, Rolls-Royce hasn't fully revealed Boattail's inside, perhaps to give its mysterious client an extra layer of an enigma, but a few over-the-top aspects have been divulged. For instance, the leather lining sports a metallic hue to mirror the exterior, stitched and piped with a more intense blue. Laborious Gillicky engraving burnishes the instrument panel, a nod to luxury timepieces taken several steps beyond the pale by the involvement of Beauvais 1822. The Swiss luxury house was brought on board to collaborate with Rolls-Royce's master craftspeople to piece together radically redefined dashboard clocks. Specifically, Boattail boasts a pair of reversible timepieces 3 years in the making, one for husband and another for wife, that can be worn or placed within the Boattail's fascia in place of a conventional clock, suitably opulent centerpieces for an incredibly over-the-top car. There's even a drawer in the dash for extra watch straps.
Pointed with the perfect accoutrements for a true al fresco Rolls-Royce dining experience. This particular client is an aficionado of watches and has commissioned 2 extraordinary timepieces for his boat tail. At the client's request, the House of Rolls-Royce and the House of Beauvais have worked hand in hand to create exquisite, groundbreaking timepieces that reimagine Rolls-Royce's iconic centerpiece, the dashboard clock. The vision of Sir Henry Royce, one of our founding forefathers, was to create the best rolling chassis in the world. The House of Rolls-Royce, the company that we are today, was built on this bedrock of engineering excellence. The bodywork which enveloped these chassis was the preserve of coach builders who worked hand in hand with the commissioning patron. And these motor cars reflected the character of that coach builder and also the personality and wishes of the client. Today, Rolls-Royce continues to imbue its products with meaning. Our motor cars serve as a canvas on which clients reflect their personal tastes, express ambitions, and often define legacies. The craftspeople at the home of Rolls-Royce are experts in interpreting the lifestyles of these remarkable women and men, which has resulted in ever more ambitious commissions reaching well beyond the existing scope of our bespoke competencies and resources. This has led us into the rarefied realm of contemporary coach building and the establishment of a permanent department within our company called Rolls-Royce Coachbuild. It all starts here in this room, the atelier at the home of Rolls-Royce in Goodwood in England. Here we meet with our clients and discuss their thoughts, their wishes about their Coachbuild project. Early sketches are drawn by our designers and formative conversations regarding materials, colors, and other creative aspects of the project are determined.
Contemporary coach building at Rolls-Royce is the automotive equivalent of haute couture. It is the opportunity to move beyond the usual constraints and bounds and create some
of our 116 years legacy. But we are not bound by it. In 2017, we introduced Sweptail, which defined the dawn of the contemporary coach building movement. Sweptail set a new waterline of potential and ignited a fascination among a small group of 3 clients who approached us to discover if they, too, could collaborate on a unique coach build commission with us. Our designers had a long-held ambition to create a contemporary expression of the boat tail typology, where coach builders of old would graft the hull forms of sailing boats onto the rolling chassis of a Rolls-Royce. When the idea of this design direction was proposed, the 3 patrons were of one mind. They shared a single demand: show me something that I have never seen before. And Rolls-Royce Boattail was conceived.
Boattail is a particularly special historic body style. It has this unique form that has this tapering rear that really converges on centerline. And there has never been a contemporary interpretation of this particular body style. And that's what we set out to achieve with the modern commission Boattail. These 3 clients shared a deep appreciation of contemporary nautical design. J-class yachts, regarded as one of the most beautiful boats ever made, became a touchstone of the design.
Together with these clients, an agreement was reached whereby 3 cars would share a common body shape, but each would be highly personalized, reflecting the character of each of the individual commissioning patrons. And the result is truly transformative, an object that makes a permanent statement and sets itself apart from anything that has gone before.
We work sequentially, so when we do sketch work, we're in 2D, that comes first. You're working with the overall line work of the car, the key lines of the car, let's say. You know, this very clean, elegant form, very, very graceful, but at the same time, daringly modern. There is this wonderful sense
by hand beating and honing metal. And the resulting aluminium body is created with a clarity of surface and continuation of line that is unable to be achieved by machine alone.
The car very purposefully projects a strong vision of modernity, but the
combination of our patrons' exceptional thoughts, concepts and items which form the perfect experience. It truly personifies connoisseurship. The client couple who commissioned Rolls-Royce Coachbuild to fashion this boat tail wished to create a celebration of life and success, a statement of joyfulness, a moving work of art to enjoy with their family and friends. And in response, the rear deck is designed to house a highly ambitious concept never seen before in the automotive world. Every Rolls-Royce client is extraordinary, but within this group there exists a class of individual so significant that they demand an object that is truly transformative. They seek to commission a work of art that makes a permanent statement, an historic moment in time. And we have created Rolls-Royce Coachbuild to fulfill these desires. When a Rolls-Royce Coachbuild commission is created, it represents the moment a paradigm shifts. When preconceived notions of possibility are reset. And the outcome reflects a vision so focused that its significance transcends the world of motor cars. We created the contemporary coach building movement in 2017 with Sweptail. This remarkable hand-built motor car was instantly proclaimed as one of the finest intercontinental tourers in history. It represented a major recalibration of possibility and confirmed that the legacy of Rolls-Royce will be defined in collaboration with its clients. Sweptail set a new watermark of potential and ignited a fascination among a rarefied group of our clients. Among them, collectors, patrons of the arts and commissioning clients of now iconic architecture. These people approached Rolls-Royce to discover if they too skill set that does not exist anywhere else in the automotive industry. Today, Rolls-Royce observes an historical moment. It's not just the introduction of a product, but the formation of a movement. Coach building by Rolls-Royce.